Wait, hold
Okay.
on. Where's the link? Is it still on the website?
Hey folks, we are back. We are live here. Yes, it's exciting times. And we got the directors back in the house here.
Hey.
So here we are. Welcome folks. We're going to throw a question at you first. It's another 80s question here. Because these guys are grads now, we're going to throw this question at you. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. Who is the artist and where are they from?
Where they're from?
You guys.
Pink Floyd, but I don't know where they're from.
Okay, we can guess these, right?
Yeah, it's
Pink Floyd.
Yeah. Okay, Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
All right. They got it.
The UK.
Grads up
Finally.
one. Audience down one. So, thank you, directors. We all watched the films. They were incredible. Incredible job. Give you guys a round of applause. We're going to now pull in each of the teams. So what we're going to do, we're going to knock out. So Tally, get out of here. Get out of here. And we're going to pull in some of the team members for Hotline. So, Hank, get out of here. Tien is in. Hi, Tien. Welcome.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we're just pull this in here. So it got.
And we have
April.
a member, Tristan here.
Hey,
He's been
it was an honor working with you guys.
Wait. I'll send a link to Buddy though. The live Q&A. Where can others?
It's the same link on the website.
Is it? Like, it's showing that it's unavailable.
Oh, they have to click the YouTube link.
All right, we can't talk about this. We are live people. We are live, and this is getting awkward.
Oops.
All right.
Okay, so we got a book in here. So yeah, say hi, folks.
Hi,
Hi there.
So we'll start with April. Tell us.
Been slaving away with for the last 8 months now. Those who were lucky enough to choose, well, that I was lucky enough to be chosen by. We got Bettina over here, Tristan, Dory, Navi, April, Tien hidden somewhere.
Me here.
Tien is right above you. So let's just go down the line. We're going to start with April and go across. So, April, tell us what your role was on the cartoon.
I was lead storyboard artist and an animator on the show. If none of you could recognize, it was also my voice for Erica. The screaming is real, and so was the laughing. Like that's legitimately what my mates have to hear every time something goes wrong. And it was really fun to work on Hotline. I had a moment there. What else should I say, Barney?
Well, I think that's good, but you did a lot of the really hard shots. There's that group shot at the end that you must have spent like a week animating, right?
Yeah. Let's say a week. Let's talk it up like it was that little time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was fun. It was very, very fun, even though it was challenging. But I learned a lot, so there's that.
There's learning, education,
Yeah.
cartoons. Great.
Wow.
Let's move across to Tien.
Hi everybody. My name is Tien. I'm on the Hotline. I'm mostly responsible for how do I say this? I'm sorry, I'm just very nervous. I help April out with storyboards, and I'm also the lead layout, both for the line art and the painting. And also I did the credits. I'm very proud of the part.
You were up late last night working on the credits.
I was up very, very late, with very little sleep, but it paid off. I'm very, very proud of our work. Yeah, it looks awesome.
Now you're kind of like head of layout. Would you say that on your film? You did a lot of wrangling with people and leading people.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to have gotten a lot of help from people, both from outside and inside of the team. And I cannot thank Christina enough because I was very fortunate that she knew exactly what she kind of want to go with the direction of the layout and the visual. So maybe after maybe 2 to 3 layouts, I kind of just knew the look, the kind of visual, the look of the film that she wants to go for. So that helps a lot.
Perfect. Thanks, Tien. Let's move across to Dory.
Hello, I'm Doriel, and I was basically the sound and effects lead for the film, The Hotline. Yeah. So I worked on the the shot where she got up and the hell shot at the end, and yeah. And I also played a little
You
bit
did
of
a lot more, Dory.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short like that.
Dory's a jack of all trades. She did a whole bunch of different things. She's really underplaying herself.
It was really fun working with these guys. I have a great team and I have a really great director, and I'm so happy I was placed in this group because it was very, very fun working with all of these guys, and they're all talented, and I love them all.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Pretty gushy. Save that for the after party. All right, let's move across to Tristan now. Tristan, you're not really in the 2D stream, but you're kind of an honorary member. So what the hell are you doing here?
Well, technically not in 2D yet. I'm in my second year of the program, but I specialize in 2D harmony rigging, and I was lucky enough to be brought on by this team and got to make some really fun but challenging rigs. I was able to create the rig for Marjorie, a lineless rig, definitely tricky stuff to do. But it was really fun, really challenging, and as you guys can see, very rewarding. Like the whole fill turned out beautiful. And I was, since I specialize in rigging, I was able to provide a little advice here and there for any rigging troubles that sort of come with the harmony. And, more than anything, I was just really, really happy to be part of this. So thank you guys for having me on. It's been a blast.
No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, over there to Bettina. Whoops, looks like the other way. Bettina, what was your role in this crazy thing?
Well, I was the production manager on the Hotline. On top of that, I guess dabbled a little bit into everything else. Helped design Erica, and then I rigged her. Also helped with animation and effects animation.
Yeah, and you made those little neurons shaking with rage.
Yeah, I'd rigged those too.
All right, let's skip Christina and we'll go with Navi. Hey, Navi.
Yo, what up?
What up? So what'd you do?
In name, I was like the character lead and the animation lead, but I feel like everyone sort of stepped up to the plate and they did like a lot of work, especially Christina. So it was like yeah, that was my title, but it didn't really feel like. I feel like there was so much work that everyone else was putting in that it wasn't really like it was just a title sort of. Yeah, I animated and I designed one of the characters.
So you're one of those leads that lets everybody do their thing, and then it turns out great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, so here's some. So we're in here. Dory, your cat's getting into trouble behind you there. It looks like. But that's okay. That's neither here nor there. It's adorable. Oh, it's one of these videos where weird things happen. So let's just talk about your film in general. So you guys at Hotline, it's this office scene. Everyone's sweaty. Things are getting crazy. Now, luckily, we don't have to worry about that now because we don't have to see each other except for on screens. But with your cartoon, when you're developing it in here, did it get intense at any point? Because you guys went through a lot of changes with your story, right? And sometimes there was a different Leica, every couple of days.
We had that at a point in time where, like, every week it was a different Leica, until one day I was like, no! No more! We're doing it this way. And I approached Barney and I was like, I left it really open. I let us try, like, so many different things, and we were just really experimental, but it came to a point where, like, we need to lock down one story and one story only. This whole film has been so hands-on from every single crew member. Like, everybody's had their hands in every area. So it's a little bit dispersed. It's like, yeah, we had leads, but those leads were also just as important in other areas. So it's crazy.
It's pretty crazy. So let me ask you guys in general too. So with a story that changed that much, was there any jokes, any gags, any bits of story that you miss that were in there that you're like, oh, this part was really funny, but we had to cut it because of it wasn't adding to the story? We can go around, or if anybody has an idea on that, pitch it in. Christina, do you want to start with something?
Sure.
It seems like you're burning with something in there.
Yeah, so I had a bit of a SpongeBob moment where we had this thing called, like, it was like a cut, and it would just cut, and there was like the samba jazzy music, and it'd be like several minutes later, and we'd almost like restart that scene. So it was like totally a stylistic thing, and I kept pushing for it, and I was in love with it, and they made me all burn it. We burned it to the ground. We killed my baby. You know, several minutes later.
It's the way it goes sometimes. It's the way it goes. So April, you're in boards, right? So was there any parts that you were boarding it and you're like, this is great, and then it just turned out not to be great?
I think at a certain point, I stopped having that feeling and basically just went, all right, what do you guys want to see next? And just like kept going. Yeah. Also, anything before quarantine has been wiped from my memory. So there's that.
Fun with people? What was that like?
It's all gone. It's all gone. Yeah, no. But no, I think every version of the boards kind of had their own charm. Some certainly worked better than most, but others like had little bits that like wouldn't have worked now, but were still like funny then. So I think all of them, like, it was a journey. It was more of a journey than anything else.
Fair enough. Yeah. Bettina seems to be frozen in happiness, so we won't talk to her. Anybody else, a gag or a bit that was cut that you miss?
I missed the other lady we had that was in our film.
Oh, right.
And the elevator.
Yeah, the lady that was exiting right at the beginning. Because at the beginning there was an elevator, or maybe there was two elevators, or maybe there was somebody getting fired to show that there's a way up and down, to show that they were in purgatory.
Yeah, originally we had this idea where it was like, let's make this purgatory where we want our character to eventually go up. How do we show that the character is getting up? So we kind of simplified it. We're like, it's a building. They'll figure it out. Yeah. But it was all for the extra character. We were all like, no. No more characters. Three's a party.
Fair enough. So let's just talk about animating something like this. So it's at close quarters, 3 characters, harmony rigs, but we can kind of go back and forth, and then things get crazy. Let's just talk about animation itself. Everybody throw in a little bit of how was it to animate on this? What was the challenges with working like this to kind of emote these characters? Because they each have different wants. They each have different needs. They're all dead from one reason or another, right? So do they like being in here? How does that inform your animation? That's a lot of questions. I'm just going to throw it out there. Let's start with Navi. Navi, you animated some large shots. How did you deal with that, and how was it to animate with these guys?
I feel like the biggest challenges were the shots where there's all 3 of them, and just like spacing, like how much movement they can have, and like how far you can push like their acting and their arms and stuff, because they have to, everything still has to read, but they're all confined to like a certain space. So there was that. Also, the most challenging thing for me was
Brutus's arms.
It was Brutus's arms and Erica's acting. I think those were the 2 most challenging things. Because Brutus's arms was like a technically challenging thing, but Erica's acting was like hard to get behind, like mentally.
Yeah, but I think, like, what do you guys think watching right now? Did you like Erica's acting? Did you relate to it?
I just thought of April.
Tristan's like, oh yeah, I watched it. I
thought of April. Every expression in my animation is April's face. So not too much.
Yeah, and Bettina, you had some tricky shots too with some of these guys, some close-ups and some thinking. How did you handle some of that stuff?
A lot of that was taking reference, but honestly, even trying to film the reference was a little difficult. I remember I was trying to film it and Tardy was there and she's like, Bettina, it has to be uglier. Yeah, it was tricky, but we all kind of helped each other out with it. In the end, it turned out great.
Lovely. Anybody else on animation? Yeah, Dory?
Yeah. Animating was actually a pain for me because my computer kept crashing. Toon Boom kept crashing because my scenes summary are like 2 gigabytes. And it had a lot of camera movement. So it was a challenge. I had to reduce certain shots multiple times, especially the last hell shot before I could finally get it right. Otherwise, it was pretty fun. Like animating.
Hey guys, we have a special guest that just joined.
Oh.
We're gonna pull him in here. We got
Hello, everybody.
We got John Rooney from TAAFI here.
Oh, wow.
And John may have something to say to you guys.
First of all, I want to say to everybody watching, even part of the other 2 shorts, that you all did a wonderful job. And congratulations to all 3 of you. They were funny and great and some top-notch quality. So I'm here from TAAFI to award the golden ticket. And unfortunately, I don't have a golden ticket to actually award. The golden ticket means that a short will automatically bypass the screening team process at our film festival and will be shown at the TAAFI Film Festival in 2021 at Hot Docs Theater. And I want to say congratulations to the Hotline. You guys will be shown at the 2021 Film Festival. I thought it was a very great visual style. I thought it was funny. We've all been there. And I know in the chat you guys had mentioned about how you had the building that talked about how purgatory and then you guys nixed it. That was a great call because I didn't realize they were in hell until the twist happened at the end. And I thought it was such a great twist.
Whoa.
So congratulations. And hopefully we'll see you in February at 2021. As for the other 2 teams, Breaker Point and We're All Dead, please submit to the film festival. We will be open starting on Monday accepting submissions. And to anyone else that is watching who has a film that they want to submit, please submit to the festival as well.
Whoa,
so
plugs.
Congratulations.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Woo.
The best thing.
Yes, good job.
Thank you so much.
I think on that, let's switch it up. So the next team, let's get them to funnel in here. Breaker Point, guys, you'll exit. Thank you so much. Give yourself another round.
You
guys all did great.
Amazing.
So hang up, get out of here, all you squirrels. Dory, you squirrel, get out of here. And then we'll bring in all of the Breaker Points. Thank you so much. Yeah, John, you're gone too. You've done what you needed to do.
Hello. We are present.
All right, we're switching things around here.
Barney, I like your bow tie.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're getting it back down.
Now, so please be quiet.
Here.
Ooh.
I'm starting now.
Okay, we're in. We got peeps.
We got
Breaker
peeps.
Point. So Sam,
Woo.
congratulations. Great screening.
Yeah.
People seemed to enjoy it, which was great.
I'm glad that that's a thing.
We got Rowan.
Am I on
We
there?
got Pepper. Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, guys. So welcome. So let's just go through again as people are joining here. We'll start at Anthony at the top and work our way around. So Anthony, who are you? What did you do on this crazy cartoon?
I am the storyboard lead. So I did all the storyboarding stuff for like half of the film, and I did revisions for most of the film. I also did some background painting, for some of the layouts. I animated the code reaction and the run cycle and the security shot, and I worked on the sound effects.
Fantastic. Thank you. All right, let's move across. Aya?
Hi, I am the animation lead and the rigging lead. I made our little boy and his puppet from Rowan's character design. I animated some rigged scenes and a few of the traditional ones as well.
Nice. And then rigging, so people might be tuning in, they don't know what rigging means. What does that mean?
Basically, when you rig, you're given a design, and you build kind of a digital puppet in the software that we were using, and then when your animators move that puppet around, the software kind of calculates the movement and makes animation a lot faster by giving you everything in between your key poses. So, yeah.
That almost makes sense. If I wasn't an animation director, I would have no idea what you're talking about, but I am, so.
Oh.
It made a lot of sense. Great. We're going to skip you, Sam. We're going to go down to the bottom. Pepper?
Hello,
Hiya.
I'm Pepper. I was the layout lead. I was responsible for making all the layouts match during the movie and help people that work with me, like Anthony and Michelle, and a lot of 2D is there. And it's kind of a challenge because layout wasn't my thing at the beginning, but then I started to enjoy layout and understand it more. So yeah, it was pretty fun in the end.
Huh. So that's funny. So you weren't a layout person to begin with, but now you are?
No. Yep.
No. Yes. Yes, no. Because your film, it's got crazy layouts. Like there's some lineless stuff, the UPA looking.
Yeah, there's like 50 layouts.
But that's great. That's a success story if I ever heard one. A success. Another success for Seneca.
Yes. Yeah.
Moving across.
Thank
Rowan.
you.
Rowan, what did you do?
So I was the art director, and I also did the animation for a bunch of shots.
Okay.
So I also did the character design for Jamie, the main character.
That's great. And Michelle?
Yeah, I was production manager. I made sure that everything was organized and everything was getting done, as well as us having fun doing it all. I also helped Pepper with layout, and I did some animations on the film as well.
Now, production manager, that sounds like it's not animation. That sounds like it's hard. How does that work?
But I had all these lovely people to help me, and they were amazing to work with.
But you're saying that now, but like, I'm sure in the thick of things, it's like, why won't you people do your work? And how come nobody returns my emails? How do you keep people motivated when the world has to lock themselves in their house? How do you finish a cartoon like that? And how do you work with a team under these circumstances?
Basically, we keep each other motivated. I ask how's everyone doing? Did you get this done? Are you doing this job? I will also make sure to ask them if they need any help, if they need to switch on something else or something else. Technically, it was a lot of persuasive talking and a lot of motivational talk. It is a stressful thing to work from home, and it was stressful to know that we had some complications along the way, but we managed to get through it. They were great.
Nice. Getting through it. That's the main thing, folks.
Pretty much,
Getting through it. Just like this next question, 1980s. Who had a hit with It's Still Rock and Roll to Me in 1980?
I know all these songs, but I don't know the name.
Still rock and roll to
idea.
me. Let's see.
I have no clue.
We'll watch the phone
Anchor.
lines light up. All right, so back to you guys. So you're making this cartoon. It's about, well, Sam, I'm going to throw this at you. It's about a boy, and he's watching horror movies, and the lights go out. Is that kind of how the cartoon started? Is that, like, how did the plot evolve within this cartoon? Was it always about that? Because when you pitched it, I'm going to get spoiler here, it's called Unforeseen Circumstances. And the title
Anthony's mad
evolved.
that it's not still called that, but yes.
So so where did it start and how did it evolve?
Okay, so it's always been that it's going to be a boy who is scared because he's been watching stuff, and then he has to go through his house to turn the power back on. Things that change are kind of all the stuff in the middle. So all the stuff in between him getting the lights off and then getting them back on again.
everything in between there. So all the monsters, we had some workshopping getting those so that they fit right within the story. Just timing everything out so it worked well. That's all the stuff that changed, but the overall idea of him going from point A to point B is still kind of the same as it was in the beginning, which is kind of neat, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So then within that evolution, it's kind of the same question that we asked the other group there. What kind of gags or bits were in the story that you had to cut out and that you miss dearly? Was there anything like that? And maybe you'll start with Anthony, because you're on storyboard. That seems to be storyboard corner up in there.
Right. I can't remember a specific shot right now, but I know that the timing was very different. That it was a lot slower at the start, and we had to like basically pick up the pace and make it more exciting. So just adding more like different monsters, because at the start I believe there was only like a couple monsters throughout the whole thing, and we thought adding like a ladder monster, adding a mannequin monster, just adds a bit more like urgency to the whole story, and that kind of like picked up the pace for the whole film.
Because at first too, there was a drip. There was a drip that was driving it, and they had to. It was still a route going down to the basement, but it was like a dripping, like the water heater or the boiler or something.
My brain is so tired that I've almost forgotten about that. But yeah, we were gonna have it originally just be that there's a sound that wakes him up, and he has to go and turn off whatever sound is haunting him. But we kind of figured that would be a little hard to work. It would be hard to work out. And it was just easier if he had one specific goal, Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So we're going to turn it down to design now. So you pitched it was really funky, all these different, really bright, experimental stuff even, and then tasking with Rowan saying, we're going to make this cartoon, design the characters and kind of look and feel. How did you take what Sam originally pitched and turn that into a style and design that everybody could work with?
So Sam pitched, and then as soon as I saw her pitch, like right afterwards, I went up to her and I was like, hey, let me in on this. This looks really cool. Because she added a whole bunch of screenshots from like some of my favorite horror movies. And the way that she showed color, again, which is like one of the main aspects of it, like the whole neon vibe it meshed really well with my own style. So honestly, I was just drawing in my own art style, which is very like Ralph Bakshi inspired. And it's just like weird Looney Tunes almost, but not. And I think the two meshed well in a way. It was kind of serendipitous.
Cool. So then color-wise too, there was a lot of crazy colors in what Sam originally pitched, and
that was all Sam. Sam is a really, really good what's the word? Not cinematographer, but like color person. I didn't need to do very much. Like that was all done for me. So I just had to like design the things, but the color was like perfect.
Okay, so let's throw it back to Sam then. Sam, bringing this color in because it was in storyboards originally, and there was no color, and it was black lines on white background, so we didn't get that scary feel. How did we start getting the colors to make it scary, to give that feeling? Because for a lot of the production, it didn't have that feeling.
Yeah, so I basically just took all of the excellent storyboarding that Anthony had done. Put it all in one thing so I could see the whole thing, and then basically I'm a sucker for monochromatic color schemes. I just think that they give such a strong feeling attached to them. So I just was like, so we're going to start one color, we're going to shift through a whole bunch, and then we're going to end on this color, and then that just kind of filled in the rest. Made it pretty easy, so yeah. And so then start purple, go to blue, go to green, and then end red, and end normal, because things go back to normal at the end. Yeah.
So let's pull those colors and then talk about layout as well. So going with the layout, Pepper, how did you kind of take that direction and then figure out the style that you're going to go with here?
So in the beginning, we were talking and figured out the style. We saw some different artists, and then Christina helped us with the Maurice Noble style. But in the end, because Maurice has like a flat tones with kind of just a little bit of texture, and one day I was sitting with Michelle, and we are looking for to the Samurai Jack's layouts, and we decided to play with textures here. And in the end, with the colors and play with the textures, just give much more life drawings. And I believe that helping transparent what was happening in the scene. So it was kind of experience.
That's good. That's good. Let's jump into animation now. We'll round things out there. So here, it's dark, it's scary, it's spooky. How do we get that across in animation? And I know some of your stuff was classical animation, which is all hand-drawn, and some of it was rigged. How did you make the decisions between those two? Let's start with I at the top as animation lead. How'd you tackle this?
Well, a lot of it was actually a lot of it was based on what would come across a bit stronger, and because we were in a small group, it was nice. We had the flexibility to decide, like, do we have enough time to do this scene traditionally? Is one person, like, better at traditional versus rigged, or the other way around? So a lot of it was based on either what would strengthen the scene or what would be faster overall. And as for getting across, like, fear, 90% of that was just, like, acting revisions and, like, discussing the acting for the boy and how he would need to be moving. So a lot of that was just, like, a team effort and just being open to critiques from each other.
That's fair. What was the hardest thing? Because you had a lot of hard shots. You and both Sam, too, I think, took a lot of hard animation shots. Rowan had some crazy stuff. You guys all did some crazy stuff. And I'll throw it out to everybody, what was the hardest shot that you animated and why? Like, why did you have to ask that question? Anybody? No?
Waiting for
I have a list of things I did, so I'm just going to look at that.
I think the most difficult thing was working with the monster, was because he had so many textures on it and it had to look natural. So trying to combine the monster with all the weird muscly textures with the boy was a little strange, but once you kind of figured out how it worked, it was like, oh, okay. But you had to figure that out first.
That's fair.
For me, it was the warp shot where he's like walking through around the rail.
Yeah, that was crazy. Where they had to walk all the way around that staircase and then down the stairs. Forget about it.
Yeah, that I had to like think about perspective, about how he grows and shrinks in perspective, and I had to focus on a lot of stuff with that shot. That was an interesting shot.
Great.
I think for me it has to be like the first shot that I did, because collectively it was 22 seconds long and I'd never done anything with rigging that long before, and it had like a weird amount of like flipping with his upper body, so like I kind of had to always like knock out some tweens, go in, fix that, go in, fix this, and I think it turned out good. I think it's one of my stronger scenes, but it also is the one that gave me the most grief.
Nice. That's good.
I think for me it would be the walk cycle of the cult reaction. I was also given the run, so I was just animating a lot of like mechanical movement, which was pretty fun to like try to figure out. Yeah, I think that was the hard part for me.
Fantastic. Sam, we'll round it out with you.
Yeah, good question. I think...
You said the monster was hard, but you did a lot of good boy shots, too.
Yeah, I think... To be honest, I think it was just the long shots, because I'd be staring at them for so long that I'd be like, I don't even know if this is good anymore, sort of thing. So I would have to like make sure that I would put them aside and then come back to them and look at them with fresh eyes to be like, oh, okay,
It looks strange here, but the rest of it looks okay. I've just been staring at it for too long.
That makes sense. Rowan, and you went classical on us. You started out with puppets, and then you just went fully classical.
I feel a lot more comfortable when I animate things classically. I think my brain kind of just computes that better. So at one point, I did the mannequin in the stair shot down in the basement. And at one point I was using the rig, and I was like, I can see this in my brain, and I could draw this a lot more quickly than I did. And that's not to say that the rigs are not fantastic, because they are, and they turn around. It's like 2D, but in 3 dimensions. It's crazy. I knocked the rigs out of the park, but I think for myself, I just sort of work better traditionally.
Unbound, Rowan.
Unforeseen, even?
Unforeseen. All right, well, great job, everybody. Your film's fantastic. Congratulations. Applause. Applause sounds. We're going to leave on this, guys. We're going to throw you another question here, and then we're going to bring in the last team. So which band's second album was called Hangin' Tough?
Oh, God, I don't know that one.
Dublin.
Hangin' Tough. You got 4 choices here. Dexy's Midnight Runners, Chick, The Go-Go's, or New Kids on the Block.
I'm going to say Go-Go's because I like that name.
Go-Go's.
Go-Go's.
Well, you guys are all wrong. So let's clear the stage. Clear the stage.
None of us were alive then.
I know you weren't, but that's okay. All right, you guys get out of here and let's bring in the Dino crew.
Thanks, party. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, there we go. Black screen. And it's just me. Dino crew. Dino crew. Bring it back to me. So, folks, the answer to that one, let's see if anybody is on our stream here. New Kids on the Block. Lucky Horseshoe. Lucky Horseshoe, you are the winner there. Thank you for playing. And we'll throw in one more here. Let's say, who's sung Addicted to Love in 1986? Addicted to Love in 1986. Who do we know?
Hello.
Hello there. Welcome.
Hello there. Hey.
We're pulling in the new group. Okay. Welcome. We got Bree. We got Omar.
Hi.
Hey guys, welcome.
Hey.
We got Michaela coming in, putting down her craft dinner. And Jess.
Oh shoot, wait, sorry. Okay.
Alright, where am I on
And
this
we got Tally, our fearless director, back as well.
Hello.
Hey guys, welcome. Great showing. Great showing, yes.
Perfect.
All right, so let's go. We're still, did Andrew ever figure out his technical difficulties?
Brianne, did he?
Ooh, I'm lagging.
Maybe not. Yeah, we're all lagging. We're fine. We're fine. Oh man, I'm up in storyboard corner. That's the way it goes, I guess. Okay, so let's go around the horn. We'll start with Omar. Who are you? And what did you do on this film?
Okay, hi. I have a bit of a delay, but I can hear the question. So my name's Omar, and I was a co-lead on the backgrounds, on the layouts for the film We're All Gonna Die. So
what does that mean, a co-lead?
I'm super delayed, so maybe I should sign back in.
Sure.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a delay too.
I've got a super big delay.
But yeah, to answer your
We're
question,
live,
Barney, me and Michaela were both leads on the layouts, and we took different elements of the layouts and sort of up in terms of dividing up our tasks.
Nice. Okay.
What the film needed.
That makes sense. Let's jump then to Michaela then to talk about the other half of this layout sandwich.
We basically had the same roles. It was just split between us. I did layouts with Omar. Basically, that's pretty much it.
We just go and do layouts.
Yeah, we just did it, and then we also colored it as well, which we had a lot of help from Helen, who made the color scripts and everything like that. But yeah, are we supposed to talk about what we worked on, like all of it?
No,
Or just
your main bag.
Every
'Cause you
single
guys-
individual layout.
Because you guys did a lot of different stuff. You wore a lot of different hats, but yeah. We'll circle around to layouts because the layouts were a big part of this film. I think it really set the stage and it really looked great. So we'll pull back in the layouts in a little bit. Let's pop over to Bree though. Bree, can you hear us better now?
I can hear you, but I don't know if you can hear me. My face is really behind.
Yeah, you're fine. We hear you fine.
This is gonna be really weird.
Okay. Well, who are you? What did you do?
Okay. Hi, I'm Brienne. You'll see my mouse move later. But I'm the production manager and one of the lead animators for the film. So I was very busy, but I had like the best team in the world. I don't know if you want me to talk about what production managers do, but
We talked a bit about that before, but I think we'll pull you in. What did that mean? What's production manager on this film specifically? Because you had a team that was pretty into the dinosaurs and the film on that side. So was it hard to get them motivated? Was it hard to like track people down?
it wasn't actually. I feel like I had the most motivated team possible, but I also had to be on the ball for them because you need to be able to answer the questions and get their answers they need right away. You have to be ready with your notebook for any critiques you get, things you have to remember to tell different parts of your team to do later. We would have meetings about 3 times a week, so I had to make sure I had all of our new information. I was able to get everyone's thoughts and inputs in and make sure everyone was heard and no one was misunderstanding anything. But they made it really easy because it's not easy to get everyone to come in 3 or more nights a week and stay late and hash everything out. But that's what it takes, and it ended up amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Let's jump down to the middle there. Jess. So Jess, what was your role? What'd you do on this crazy cartoon? Jess, can you hear us? And we got Andrew now.
Hey, Andrew's here.
We'll come back. Jess, we can't hear you. Or maybe you can't hear us. Somebody text Jess and tell her.
I'm also kind of
This is good.
I was the lead character designer and storyboard lead as well. And yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
No?
Yes. Oh, yes.
I can hear you. But can anyone hear me?
Oh, yes.
No?
I can
Yeah,
hear
oh,
you.
yes. Somebody message her and say yes. For dear God. We're live. We're live, people.
Yeah.
Just go.
Right now?
Just go. Good.
Oh, it's just really laggy.
Yeah, it's almost better if you turn off your YouTube site and just click on your Skype, Jess.
Just okay.
Or use your phone.
Yeah, or you use your phone.
Guess that's
Oh.
what you're doing, Andrew?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, Jess is gone. Andrew, how are you? Welcome.
How's it going?
So it's a little awkward right now. Please fill this dead air. So what'd you do on this
Andrew,
film?
talk about your job.
My job was I was an animator. I did some of the storyboard. I helped work with some of the ideas to make some of the gags work. Mostly just like riff in meetings and try to have fun with the story and yeah, kind of try to tie it all together. I also rigged some of the characters too.
Nice. Rigging is good. Rigging is important. Which character?
Rex, the big red one.
Yeah. He's great.
Big
And
red girl.
And you also voiced Rex as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you do the voice? Do the voice. Hey, can you do the voice? Sun Junior. I wish you were wearing a Sun Junior shirt right now.
No,
Make them first.
Yeah.
we gotta make them.
Yeah.
We gotta make merch.
We gotta make them. We gotta bake them. And then you people out there, put in your orders. Our YouTube store is open now. It's not. Hi, Jess. Welcome back. Please start talking. So Jess designed the characters for this. She started with Gooby, And she started getting more and more cartoony as it went. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah.
We lost her.
All right, Michaela, we're back to layouts.
Changes of doing a live show.
Why? Okay.
Why not? So when you guys started this cartoon, you had a certain feeling, and with the layouts kind of developed as well. What were kind of inspirations, and then how did you kind of like start pushing the lines? Because they got really kind of cartoony and kind of cool and textury. What was that journey like?
So we took a lot of inspiration from what were the films, Omar? We had Primal, and then we also
DuckTales.
DuckTales was a really big inspiration.
What else? There's a few others, a few small things. There was stuff we found on like Pinterest that also look good. So it's a combination
We took a lot of inspiration. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we took from those, and then we realized they had different aspects, and we just put them all together. And then we really like textures, and so we just added that on. It was really simple, but yeah, I'm not a great speaker, so. Ask Omar.
Well, I think that made sense, and then the lines kind of came, and then your kind of color came last, I would say, and then
a lot of our lines came from Jess's lines. She art directed it, so then we just took her really crisp lines and just put that into our films. If that makes sense. No.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Jess, we got you. Can you hear us now?
Yeah. Is
Okay.
it better now?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Welcome back.
Moral of the story is use your phone instead of your computer.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, so you're a designer. You kind of built this kind of from the ground up. Lead us through your kind of journey of design and what you're trying to achieve with this cartoon.
Okay, so Tally had some sketches at first for I think her second year project for character, like for dinosaurs and everything. So she showed me those, and then I did the designs based on that because all those colors are the same, like Rex being red and Hector being blue and everything, and then just made it a little more cartoony. And it took a while to figure out what everyone should look like, and it kind of like set in once we got Gooby down because I drew him as like initially as a joke, just to make him as gross and weird as possible. And then I don't know, kind of liked it at that point. And then we kind of changed everything to match Gooby because he just seemed like the character with the most personality, and that's translated throughout everything else. No.
Love Gooby.
Yeah.
How did Gooby was Gooby in the original idea, or how did Gooby come about?
Yeah, Gooby was in the original idea. Barney, I think that you actually created the original idea of Gooby because in one of my pitches you came up with the "I'm not vaccinated" line, and we kept it forever. Never ever let it go. That was you, Barney.
Well, we did. We changed that line a lot. Came into my mother didn't vaccinate me.
That was the whole inception of the character.
Yeah. But okay, so yeah, he came from that pitch. That's fine. Yeah. So then they threw the style there too, because Tally, what kind of style were you going for originally with this? Did you know, or did you just like Jess make this beautiful?
I knew I wanted cartoony, but every time Jess did versions of the designs that were more cartoony, then I wanted those ones. So we had to keep pushing it until we got to the most cartoony, funny versions of the characters that look the most fun to animate. It's also tough with Hector, the Velociraptor, because he's got the wing arms, right? And you need the wings, but you also need hands on them to be able to actually move and grab and animate and have things.
Yeah.
So getting the way those hand wings sorted out, the way they worked, was difficult.
Yeah, they're annoying. She had like two nasty little fingers, and like, how do you act?
Yeah, like a hidden thumb in the back that's like hidden by the wings feathers.
Yeah, you just get it out when you need
if
to.
If you wanna like
do some emoting.
Use motion, you have to like put a whole piece of fabric cover to your fingers.
So let's talk about animation. So you guys had basically 3 animation leads. Why? Why did you do that?
Because we have 3 strong animators.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Because no one else wanted to do it.
So what does that mean? Animation.
All of us were doing it.
An animation lead. What does that mean in this state?
Well, I don't know if you or Andrew want to speak Tally, or if I'm good to go for a bit.
Go ahead.
Go.
Go. Well, in our case, it was less that we were leading each other, and it was more like a triforce of power. where we were finding what each person was good at. We were discussing what shots we wanted, but then just laying out our time and figuring out what shots still need to be done and divvying up the work. So it worked very harmoniously because we only had to really keep track of 3 people, and we got to critique each other like pretty individually on that point. And I think, I don't know, it worked.
So the style of this cartoon, so Tally's saying she wants it cartoony, but what does that mean in animation terms? What kind of movement is that? Is that snappy? Is that, it seems very like, I want this cartoony. What does that mean, Andrew?
What does it mean? It means all the actions are very hyperbolized. They're very exaggerated, and they're very quick and snappy and fun and expressive. Overly expressive. Overly cartoony.
Yeah, because in here it's like everyone's going to die. This character is trying to convince all these people that he doesn't really like that the world is ending and they have to work together. Tally, would you do that if the world was ending? Would you get everybody to work together, or would you just hide yourself?
I mean, I would try. I would at least save my Dino gang.
Yeah. At the very least. So with your guys, know how to
work together.
Yeah, they do. With your guys with the film, you went through different transitions with the different characters and different gags and stuff. Was there something that you did that was a joke in there, here and there?
Oh,
I mean, we killed a lot of jokes.
A lot.
Sort of whole version.
It was originally it was going to be an adult movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe in your mind.
We had a new script every week too, because we would revise all the jokes.
A lot more
rewrote the
cussing.
script completely every week across like 3 months.
Well, because
There used to be a melon.
you're trying to get
The melon scene, yeah.
you're trying
the
to
melon.
you're trying to basically address all of these different non-vaxxers and flat earthers, and can you just pull us through that a little bit and what worked and what didn't work? And maybe,
Right,
and
so there was
that'll
this
bring us to the melon. Let's say that.
Yeah. So there was this sort of common thread of things that people commonly deny in science that we would mock through the different dinosaurs. So you've got this feathery velociraptor, which a lot of people are like, oh, they didn't have feathers, but they did. And so we've got this anti-vaxxer dinosaur, and we've got Rex, who is sort of all of them combined. And so bringing them to the flat earthers, climate change denial. And there was this flat earther joke with Rex involving this melon, where the whole cartoon kind of slowed to a stop, where Hector sort of tries to show them with a melon how the Earth is going to get pummeled by this meteor, this asteroid, and he takes this round melon off a tree, and he's like, see, this is the Earth, and then he starts hitting it, and he's too weak and pathetic, and he can't break it. And then Rex laughs at him, makes fun of him, and throws a rock at him, hits it in the face, and he's like, see, it wouldn't even work because the Earth is flat. The rock would bounce right off. And it was super slow. It took like 3 minutes, and it didn't work at all. And it stayed in the film for a long time, considering how much it didn't work.
Yeah.
But when we finally killed it, it was like it was always meant to be dead.
Makes sense. Now, Jess, I'm going to throw it back to you for a
saved like
sec.
a minute and a half off our film.
When the team is animating, sometimes we pulled you in to do a drawover. Can you talk us through doing drawovers and how that works?
So anytime anyone wanted the character to be either on model or the pose just a little pushed more, I would do a drawover. So it just go in, and then they'd already have a pose that they already, set up already, and then I would just go in and just make it stronger, like an arm would be straighter, or a tail would be curved more, or it would just look more on model to what the character design says.
So do you have any favorite poses in this cartoon? Because I think there is some really nice poses. Like, you can just hold and enjoy and feast on those drawings, which I think is a big part of what this 2D stream is all about, is really nice drawings and really nice poses and really nice animation. But back to you for poses. Do you have any favorite poses?
Well, first, like, a lot of it's a blur before quarantine, like April said. So I guess one of my favorite poses, like, was a really recent one I did for Tally probably last week or this week, where Gooby's farting out the logo.
That was 2 days ago, Jess.
That was 2 days ago.
That was literally hours
I remember. Excellent. So yeah, just going through a lot of there were a lot of other poses. Yeah, that was basically
That was yesterday.
Hours ago.
That was right before this call. Yeah.
It was a lifetime.
Yes.
Makes sense. And then a question for everybody too. Color is a big part of this. The colors are changing as the meteor kind of gets closer to them all. How did you handle that? How did you come up with these colors that were going to shift? Because like the film itself is beautiful with kind of the yellow and the orangey kind of tones, but then the characters all have their own colors. And how that work? How you make that work?
So working with the colors was like kind of difficult at first because I wanted everything to be gradual. So like red would be like the most intense scene where the comet would come, but then everything's kind of calm. And for a while we did have a big debate whether like the opening scene should be like normal colors like blue sky, green grass, or it should be yellow. That was a big debate for a while. And Helen has been super helpful with all of that. She's been a rock star and helping us out continuously with this whole color process.
Yeah, she was our color script and painting goddess.
That's to help.
She basically did all
that
the
up to Helen.
colors.
She's our color hero.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And for the characters, I wanted all the every character except for Hector to be like warm tones, as long that match with the layout too. So it would just make Hector stand out more and just feel more isolated compared to all the other dinosaurs that would like bully him. So he wouldn't feel that included. So yeah, just another thing.
That's great. I'd like to close things down here with just talking to Tally, but you guys as well. Tally, you weren't originally pitching a cartoon, or not this cartoon anyway. It took a couple weeks for you to kind of to roll your dice and get in there.
Yeah.
What advice would you give people that have an idea or maybe don't have an idea but want to develop something but don't really know what to do? Because next year we're going to have 2 2D streams. So that means you know double the cartoons and a lot of stuff, and it's like your cartoon it just felt right. It built organically, and the team was really behind it 100%. And it comes with an idea that worked really well.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you have for people pitching?
Most important advice. Yeah, the most important advice that I could give, I think, is to write it with your friends, write it with other people, write it with people that you trust and you trust their writing skills and their sense of humor, and don't write it by yourself, because writing a film by yourself in your room, you'll get all in your head about it and you get stuck and you go nowhere. I was going nowhere. But you sit at the lunch table with a bunch of friends and you hash it out for a few hours every night, and the jokes build organically from there. We just put in things that we thought were funny was our general rule. And then we would show them to other people, and if they also thought it was funny, then it was in. And if they didn't, then it was out. And that's the whole film. We wrote it, and we rewrote it, and we rewrote it for months, and that's how it was done.
Now, did you always
effort from the very bottom?
Did you always? Well, yeah, I'd say that you were Hector at some points, and I think it was writing from the heart. And I think some of that too is like write what you know. And you're like, clearly you have a love of dinosaurs and science and strange facts. So I think that was a big part of this cartoon is pulling all those loves and interests and just letting them build organically.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, anything else? Any other comments you guys have for the next 2D stream? And what they may, pitching cartoons, developing cartoons, artistic styles, things you want to see. A lot of questions there. Oh.
Invest time in building rigs that you like working with, because it makes a big difference. I liked all the rigs in our film. We had fun making them, and we had fun adding all the little extra tricks and master controllers and extra things to them. And it makes a big difference when you're animating, when you like the thing that you're animating with.
Yeah. And keep your pride in check. You're in a group. If you have an idea that doesn't fly or it gets cut later, like don't keep fighting for it just because you're attached to it. Like take the advice of everyone.
Yeah. Always be on time for things. Don't be late. Don't let your group members down.
Yeah. Or I'll find you.
Deadlines are more important than your very life. And if you can't hit them, you better tell everyone.
Be good at taking criticism and remember that like you want to make sure that everybody in your team feels included in the project, and that'll make everything run smoothly too.
Sure. I would build on what you were saying about organic and writing from what you know. I think what drew me to the film and why I really wanted to work on it was because Tally was so passionate about it and like she loved dinosaurs, and I just thought like it was like if you believe in something, other people are also gonna believe in it as well, right? I think that's something you can't really fake, and I think that the more sort of passionate you are about what you're putting out there, you're gonna draw that energy towards your project as well.
Oh yeah.
That's great. Great advice, everybody. Michaela, were you going to throw in there too?
No.
No. God, no. Great. We're going to have one last question here, folks, for your 80s trivia. What's love? So this is a lyric. What's love but a secondhand emotion? What's love got to do with it?
Tina Turner. Tina Turner.
Yeah.
Omar.
Whoa. We got it. There we go.
Thank you, Omar.
My mom loves that song, by the way.
All right. That's a song for the mom.
I got to thank her for that.
All right, we're going to shut it down here, folks. We went over time, but I mean, there is no time. We're just live streaming on this thing they call the internet. But thank you so much. It meant the world for you to all see these cartoons, and it meant the world for these guys, too. At one point, it was a sad, lonely, isolated place in this place we call Canada, and the place they called Earth because of this stupid coronavirus. But through these webcams and through this internet, we got our footing, and we got a little bit more comfortable, and we got these cartoons done, which was, some people said it was a bit of a distraction from real life working on something like this. And I think it was just, it's a great time to be here with them, to share this building of cartoons, and to produce something that we'll be proud of forever. So congratulations to you guys. Congratulations to all our 2D streamers. Give yourself a round of applause. And for you folks at home, thank you for watching this for a full hour and 1 minute. That's a marathon. So Kate Mack, who's just saying, slay guys. Kate did our mother dinosaur there, the long neckosaurus. What was her name? Mrs. Long?
Mrs. Necklong.
Mrs. Necklong. Mrs. Necklong. Hey, Kate. Thank you for watching. Rich. Solid, nice guys. Helen Zoo, congrats. Jim Zub, proud of you all. Thank you for your hard work. Porfkey said it's so precious. Kanisha is giving emojis. Eden is just lighting up the phone lines here with dinosaurs and teddy bears. Jules, Nin, y'all eat, hydrate, get some sleep. Pam Rose, congrats to you all. Hi, Pam. Julie Rideout, congrats, guys. Danielle, Kate Mack. So many great people here writing in. Tristan, go rest. Stephanie, oh yeah. Shout out to our 2 mentors besides me this year too. Steph Ramon and Noam Sussman. If you guys don't know either of those 2 talented designers, we brought them in to help kind of raise the bar on the design level of the cartoons we're doing here. And I think they brought a certain special something of storytelling and design, which is amazing. Thank you guys. Campbell Cross, here he is. Heck yeah. People are Trang Bowie. She's so happy about things. Jeff Bruno, special shout out to Jeff Bruno. Wow, he helped us bring some of the animation. Here's some of the secret too, guys, is we'll pull in some of our grads to help tweak some of these shots. So the Seneca alumni and the blood of Seneca is strong within these films, and we love all of our grads, and we love all you guys out there. So I think we've talked enough.
Well, we farted the logo.
Yeah, we did that too. So anyway, all this stuff is live on the Seneca site now. If you want to watch any of these cartoons again, they're all there in single form now too. I think it's safe to say that we slayed it, guys. High fives all around. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time, if there is a next time. But I just want to say, stay safe. Stay well out there in your isolation. Wash your hands. Be clean. When you buy food, make sure to wipe it all down on the inside. Wipe the inside of your mouth so your mouth is clean. It's the important time. And hopefully one day we'll all see each other again. Take care. We love you. We'll see you around. This is the Seneca 2D stream saying good night and good hunting.